Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's Friday, September 20th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano as we are here getting set to help you kick off your weekend right now. And I'm excited to check in with Hannah Zettel because she'll have a lot to talk about with what's happening this weekend.
She does. Some events going on around the Ozarks, and it dipped below 90 as a high, so I have self-proclaimed that it's sweater weather for me.
Sweater weather?
It always is in the studio, just to be fair.
Very true, it is. But we're hoping below 90. Will it stay around there? We're not really sure. Is it still going to be summer-like this weekend? This is why we check in with Elisa Rappa.
Yeah, we were close to a record again yesterday. We've got some tropical remnants that arrived today, and that will take those temperatures back closer to average, feeling a little bit more September-like.
It still, I noticed, was pretty warm walking out the door today, though, to start the morning.
And you'll find that through all next week, even as we keep some storm chances and clouds during the day, we'll stay warm on the overnights. Still in the 70s this morning. Clouds keep us warm on the overnight, so again, that will still be the case as we head through the next couple of days. It's 74 degrees in Springfield on south and east winds at 7 miles per hour. We've got clouds out there this morning, a partly cloudy start, but dry. What we're tracking for later on today is the remnants of Imelda. These head north and arrive in the Ozarks later on today. So dry start and warm too. 70 degrees in Branson, it's 69 in Harrison and 70 in Mountain Grove. Still humid out there with that moisture in place. It feels sticky. Dry roads to start, but we'll have some showers and storms arrive later on today. So we could have some wet roads by dismissal and the evening commute. 83 degrees by dismissal, kids. Much cooler with a couple of showers and storms possible. For those Friday night football games, we're looking at a couple of storms still possible, mostly cloudy, and those temperatures holding warm in the 70s. So Imelda remnants get here today. We'll have a slow front this weekend, one nice day next week, and then a couple of more rounds of showers and storms to talk about. Your full forecast is up in 10 minutes.
The city of Springfield is making an effort right now to help job growth among other factors to build upon. The Chamber of Commerce and 84 others in the public and private sector are actually in Lexington, Kentucky to learn what they can apply here. Lexington is of similar demographic to Springfield, and the focuses on this trip will be on improving diversity and workforce development. They also plan to observe a few community events and may add more of them here in town.
New statistics show startups are making a big difference in the workforce. Missouri startups account for nearly 80% of all new jobs across the state, according to MoSourceLink, a resource to help startups grow. We took a look at local startup here in Springfield. It's called Compatio. It's a tech company designed to find products that are compatible with other products so they're easier to find and buy. We asked both the founder and one of the employees of Compatio why they believe startups are contributing to the spike in jobs across the state.
What's great about a startup being in Missouri is that the environment of the Midwest is such a good workers. They have such good work ethic in the Midwest, and the overhead to start a startup in Missouri is so low compared to either of the coasts too. I think it's super important for Missouri to get on the technological band.
As this workforce and the way we get work done changes, I think that we need to have companies locally that have a stake in this, that are using these kinds of technologies to help business at the local level, and that's part of our goal too.
And how about this? MoSourceLink says Missouri startups defined as first-time employers in 2018 with fewer than 20 employees created more than 40,000 jobs.
A new study ranks Springfield as the #1 city in the country for high concentration of hospitals. And according to the Healthcare Cost Institute, that's not good news. The organization looked at more than 100 metro areas, including every major U.S. city, and found that Springfield is the closest to what is a hospital monopoly. The study compared hospital insurance claims over 4 years, and in most markets, patients faced fewer choices due to smaller numbers of hospital systems. Because of the lack of competition, higher prices and bills are typically associated, yet Springfield is 6% still below the national cost average. One of the biggest causes of this is hospital mergers, and another factor is many patients getting care more locally instead of traveling regionally. Springfield is 7 times more concentrated than cities like Philadelphia or New York.
In today's medical coverage, the deadly effects of vaping have now taken the life of a Missouri man in his mid-40s. He died this week in St. Louis after starting to vape just a few months ago. This is now the 8th vaping-related death in the U.S. The CDC also released yesterday that more than 500 people have been battling lung injuries likely from vaping. The St. Louis man developed mild respiratory symptoms sometime last month, and those conditions worsened until his passing this week. The Department of Health and Senior Services started requiring reports of possible vaping illnesses late last month. Since then, it's received 22 reports from across the state. Now, here's what we're looking at here. Some symptoms that have been reported include coughing or shortness of breath, nausea, fatigue, fever, weight loss, and an elevated heart rate. The department and the CDC advise anyone experiencing these symptoms to seek medical care.
You're right to know this morning. An Illinois man has drowned after falling off of a dock on Lake of the Ozarks Wednesday. He was suffering from a medical issue when the incident happened and was pulled from the water before Highway Patrol arrived, but he was not able to survive.
A new phone scam is circulating in Newton County. This time, when a caller reaches a victim, they claim someone's social security number has been compromised. Then someone posing as law enforcement is added onto the call and attempts to get personal information from the victim while pretending to help them fix the situation. The Newton County Sheriff says this is entirely a scam. Anyone who thinks they might have been scammed should call the Sheriff's Office number right there on the bottom of your screen.
Moving around the Ozarks for you now, with the first official day of autumn just 3 days away, if you can believe it or not, fall festivals in the Ozarks have kicked off.
Our Hannah Zettel joins us with some festive options to choose from this weekend. Good morning.
Well, good morning, guys. And even though it might not feel like fall yet, there's still plenty of ways to get in the spirit of the season without even putting a jacket on. In historic downtown Branson, folks can check out the Autumn Days Arts and Crafts Festival. In addition to kettle corn, pie, and root beer, over 80 vendors will be selling homemade items, home decor, and clothing, and even more. Musical performances and pets up for adoption will also be on site. According to Jessica Luthart with the Downtown Branson Association, while the 46th annual Autumn Days is pushing through warm weather now, it's a great opportunity to find unique items for the fast-approaching holidays.
To say, well, it's about preparing. We know the fall's coming. We know the cooler temperatures are coming, so definitely you need to be ready because it's coming. And you can find a lot of great stuff here for Christmas shopping, the fall, getting ready for that for your own home or for presents for other people.
If you want to check out Autumn Days, it starts up this morning at 9 and again tomorrow at 9. It's right behind Dick's 5 and Dime downtown Branson. And if you'd like to stick to the Springfield area, Cider Days kicks off this weekend. The concert kickoff is tonight at 6 at Jordan Valley Park. Mansfield, Marshfield, and Marionville are all hosting events as well. You can find those details on ozarksfirst.com.
All right, Hannah Zettel, sounds fun. Still ahead for you this morning on Daybreak, Amazon sets a goal to go carbon neutral. And
Walgreens is testing out drone deliveries. We'll explain how coming up in your Money Watch.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak. Now weather with meteorologist Elisa Rafa.
It was another hot day across the Ozarks yesterday, the last summery day of this stretch. Temperatures in the low to middle 90s area-wide. We hit 93 in Springfield, of course, much above the average of 79 and only 3 degrees shy of the record, which stands at 96 from 1954. Of course, as we've been covering, this has been just one day, part of a sizzling September. The month is running almost 9 degrees above average right now. We've had 18 days above average and only one cooler than average. Most of these days have been in the 90s. 15 of 19 days now have been at 90 or warmer. It's the warmest September to date since 1939, the second warmest September on record so far, and it's been dry with only about 1/10 of an inch of rain in Springfield. We're running almost 3 inches in the hole for rain. So this forecast this weekend is crucial. We need that rain. 74 degrees right now in Springfield. We've got just a couple of clouds out there this morning on south winds. We've got some partly cloudy skies to start, but no rain yet. The roads are dry. What we're waiting for is the remnants of Imelda, now currently getting into Arkansas. They are headed north and arriving in the Ozarks as we head through this afternoon. It did leave some tragic flooding in just to the east of Texas, or just to the east of Houston, I should say. 43 inches of rain fell in one spot. This makes it the 5th wettest tropical cyclone to hit the U.S. So again, 43 inches. For perspective, Harvey was 60 inches in its greatest spot. So we're looking at these remnants coming up into the Ozarks as we head through the day today. That's going to push that summertime high out of the way and bring more clouds and rain. So hour by hour, we'll have some of these showers and storms start to creep into areas to the south and west by about noon and get towards Springfield and areas to the north and east later on in the day. The temperatures will be warmer to the north and east because you'll spend more time with sunshine. The rain gets to you much later, where we're in the upper 70s and lower 80s to the south and west, where we get socked in with more clouds and rain earlier on in the day. We'll have maybe a storm or two possible on the overnight, mostly cloudy skies, still warm around 70 degrees. A couple of storms will be possible tomorrow, but it's not going to be a washout. Saturday should actually be okay. As far as the rain is concerned, it will be the drier half of the weekend. Because what happens on Saturday is the tropical rain goes out. We'll have some of these frontal showers and storms roll through, and we'll have these showers possible more so in the morning. Then the front actually makes a pass on Sunday, so I expect more widespread rain on Sunday and maybe some locally heavy downpours as well. As far as the rain forecast, totals will be higher up to the north and west, closer to where that front sets up, maybe about 1 to 2 inches there, maybe about 1 inch around Springfield, and then totals will be less as you go to the south and east. This rain and the clouds help kick off a seasonal stretch. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s through the weekend and into early next week. Still a little bit above average, couple of days. Average is 79 degrees for this time of year. 83 today, much cooler than yesterday. A couple of showers and storms will roll through on steady southerly winds. 69 degrees overnight, maybe a storm or two. 83 again tomorrow with a chance of showers and storms. More widespread rain happens on Sunday as the front actually comes through. This will be the wetter half of the weekend. 79 degrees there. A nice day on Monday. Looks like high pressure will dry us out for a day. Should be really beautiful. Then we'll have that chance of storms return on Tuesday.
A mixed day on Wall Street Thursday. The Dow fell 52 points. The Nasdaq edged up 5 and the S&P 500 finished flat. Airbnb announced it will go public next year. The home sharing company gave no other information about the IPO in a one-sentence statement posted yesterday. Earlier this week, Airbnb reported revenue of more than $1 billion in the second quarter of this year. Amazon says it plans to be carbon neutral by 2040. To start, the e-commerce giant agreed to buy 100,000 electric vans that will go into service in 2021. Amazon says it emitted more than 40 million metric tons of carbon dioxide last year, nearly the same pollution rate of some small nations. CEO Jeff Bezos says he plans on talking with other company leaders about joining his new climate pledge. Walgreens will start testing drone deliveries in Virginia next month. Flying as fast as 70 miles per hour, the drones will be able to deliver everything from goldfish to aspirin in 5 to 10 minutes. The service will be offered through the company Wing, which is owned by Alphabet. That's Google's parent company. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Up next in sports, it's the home stretch for the Cardinals.
They have 7 games still against the Cubs. We'll take you through the first one when we come back.
For the St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago Cubs, the 2019 Major League postseason started last night. Cards and Cubs meeting each other 7 times in the next 11 days. St. Louis started play 3 games in front of the Cubs and the Brewers. Cardinals had the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. Dexter Fowler, up to bat for the Cardinals, would ground into this 4-6-3 double play. Tommy Edman comes in to score, and it was a 1-0 St. Louis lead. Chicago would tie it up in the bottom half. Anthony Rizzo, back in the lineup after being injured, takes this one deep to left center over the ivy and gone, his 27th homer of the year. That makes it a 1-1 game. 2-1 Cardinals, 6th inning. Yadier Molina would flare this one into left field. It drops in. Paul Goldschmidt rounds third, heads for home play at the plate, and Goldie slides around the tag. He's safe, and it's 3-1. But Chicago would rally. 9th inning, Jason Hayward grounds out to second, but Javi Baez comes in to score on the fielder's choice. We're tied at 4. We go into the 10th inning. Top of the 10th, Matt Carpenter, hello, deep to left center. A solo shot to make it 5-4 St. Louis. And St. Louis goes on to win 5-4. Their lead in the Central remains at 3 games over the Brewers. Now in Minnesota last night, the Royals blew a 3-0 lead and lost to Minnesota 8-5. That's 3 straight losses for the Royals. Kansas City Chiefs will finally kick off the home portion of their schedule. Patrick Mahomes and the boys will be facing a tough Baltimore Ravens team. Both of these teams are unbeaten. It could be a playoff preview, and you can see that game right here on Color 10 at noon. Both squads similar. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson throwing for 7 touchdowns in the first 2 games. Mahomes is the only other quarterback in the NFL that's done that this season. It's a big game, and being the home opener adds another layer of excitement for the players and coaches.
The whole team is excited to finally be in Arrowhead. The young guys are really excited to see what it's like in the regular season, even though the preseason was just as hype. But we're excited to be home. We get to play a great opponent, and we get to go out there and represent the kingdom.
We love playing here. So we got great fans. They've traveled all over the country here, literally, to watch us play the last couple of weeks. So it's great to have it here at home where we'll get Arrowhead packed up and ready to go.
I'm Dan Lucy with your morning sports.
Oh, yeah, everyone excited about the Chiefs right there, but also we've got a lot happening with the Cardinals.
That playoff push, they're 3 games ahead now, right?
Yeah, that's right. So it'll be big to watch, important to follow, and then here, not so much with the sporting events, just a lot of people outside, even though Missouri State will be at Plaster.
Yeah, and we've had that heat wave the last couple of days, all temperatures at or near record. Today will be that first day that we're a little bit closer to average and temperatures cool off. That's because we're going to bring in some rain. We're dry right now. It's 74 degrees in Springfield, so still really warm on south and east winds at 7 miles per hour. Starting out partly cloudy but dry, not really seeing too much in the way of rain yet. That's because our rain is still to the south in the corner of Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. Those are the remnants of Imelda. They head north and arrived today. So right now we're just looking at warm temperatures. It's 74 degrees in Springfield, 72 in Monette, and 70 in Branson. It's humid, of course. That muggy meter map showing those oranges there. By dismissal, a grade of a B- because we'll have more clouds, a couple of showers and storms. Temperatures, though, will be cooler at 83 degrees. The 1st and 10 coverage tonight is live at Lamar at Monette. We'll have a couple of showers and storms possible early on. I think we trend drier overnight with just some clouds. Temperatures will be in the 70s, so still pretty warm and muggy on the fields. Hour by hour, you see those showers and storms arrive to the south and west by about noon, pulling up into the Ozarks later on today. Temperatures warmer to the north and east because you get in on the rain last, cooler to the south and west. Clouds overnight tonight, maybe a storm or 2, and then we'll keep a chance of a few showers and storms tomorrow, but you can see not everyone gets that rain. We'll stay mostly cloudy with temperatures cooler in the lower 80s. So if you want to do some fishing this weekend, Saturday probably be the better day because we're not looking at widespread rain. I think that rain gets more widespread on Sunday. You'll probably have to watch that radar a little bit more by Sunday, and then we dry out on Monday. Remember, for the lake this weekend with the chance of storms both Saturday and Sunday, there are no warnings issued for lightning because it's in all storms and lightning can be hazardous. So that's why you need to check that Color 10 weather app before you get on the boat. Again, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, though, will be the better half of the weekend.
All right, coming up next, Imelda leaves flash flooding behind in Texas.
We'll tell you why people are saying the floods are worse than what Hurricane Harvey brought 2 years ago when we return.
Break this morning, people around Houston are waiting for floodwaters to recede after enduring 3 days of heavy rainfall from what was Tropical Storm Imelda. CBS reports at least 2 people are dead, including a 19-year-old who drowned and was electrocuted while trying to move his horse.
Longtime residents of Southeast Texas are devastated by what Imelda brought.
The fact that there's cars stranded and people are getting high water rescued, that's never happened in our time that we've lived here.
From Houston to Beaumont, people say the flooding is worse than when Hurricane Harvey hit 2 years ago.
We never flooded before, and we've had a lot worse rain than this, and it's never been this bad.
More than 40 inches of rain fell in 72 hours. Drivers were forced to abandon their cars.
I got the things that were important, put in my backpack, and just walked out. The water was about knee high.
Even this 18-wheeler couldn't handle the deluge. The driver was pulled up onto his truck by a man passing by who saw him in trouble. One man died when he drove his van into 8 feet of floodwater.
It was good 20 minutes before they got him out, and it was just beyond, he was underwater too long.
Officials in Harris County say there have been more than 1,700 high water rescues and evacuations.
Oh my God, I'm just so thankful.
It was an emotional day for people like Jean LeBlanc and his 12-year-old son Adam.
We're back to ground zero again. So.
They lost almost everything when Harvey hit.
Thought of losing everything in my house and restarting everything again.
Houston officials canceled school today as the city begins to clean up. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Overnight, rescue teams were still working to clear abandoned cars from freeways. Some places may not see floodwaters recede until this weekend.
Still ahead for you, a major gun manufacturing company is suspending its production of rifles.
Plus, Governor Parson creates a plan to combat gun violence in St. Louis.
Good morning, my name is Kaya, and I go to Roundtree Elementary School. Today is September 20th, and the lunch menu is pepperoni pizza, cheeseburger, broccoli, fresh red peppers, fresh oranges. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back to Daybreak this morning. It's Friday, September 20th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano as we are cruising through these last few days of the summer. I was going to say September. I guess that also applies, right?
That does apply. Yeah, fall hits us this weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And then a lot of events on tap this weekend as well. I'm going to go to the Mo Food Truck Fest and eat until I have to roll myself home, you know?
Yeah, Willy Wonka style.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for that. And we're hoping for the good weather. It's been so hot over these last few days. And Elisa Rapp has been telling us about a cool down. But I also want the rain to stay away on Saturday, you know? It's going to be tough, though.
I think Saturday will be okay for a lot of these festivals that we've got out there. We do keep a chance of storms, but they should be few and far between. So I think the Food Truck Fest, maybe you have to dodge a shower or two, but I think it should be okay. Sunday will be the wetter day of the weekend.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, we'll stay inside and watch some football.
Love
Absolutely.
That too.
But we're starting out warm. Clouds keep us warm on the overnight. We've got a couple of those around, and it's still pretty humid out there. So we're starting in the 70s this morning. Yet again, it is 74 degrees in Springfield on south and east winds at 7 miles per hour. We've also got, again, just a few clouds, but we're dry for now. What we're waiting for and watching is the remnants of Imelda heading north. They arrive as we head through the day today. Starting out warm with temperatures in the 60s and 70s at 71 degrees in Ava, 70 in Branson. It is humid on that muggy meter map. We're starting out dry, but we'll have the chance for some wet roads by dismissal in the evening commute. We'll have that possibility later on. Starting out with temperatures warm and partly cloudy skies, 71 degrees at the bus stop, 83 by dismissal, a chance of showers and storms. For the Friday night lights, our team will be at Lamar at Lamona. Temperatures in the 70s with some storms possible early. Joe, Lauren.
Thank you, Elisa. Here's some local news for you.
It is less safe for a highway worker now than before the addiction of handheld devices while driving and the distraction that those cause.
Miller, you just heard speaking there, a MoDOT engineer. He and several others spoke at the 7th annual Day of Remembrance yesterday. It's a ceremony that memorializes the 22 fallen MoDOT workers in southwest Missouri who have died on roadways. No new names have been added to that list in the last 2 years, and MoDOT is trying to make it stay that way. One major factor with workers and motorists, though, is a consistent problem.
We emphasize safety more and more every year for our own employees, but sometimes it feels like we're pushing against a tidal wave of distracted driving. We did have one of our employees involved in an accident this morning down in Branson, and he's doing okay, but he's injured, he's in the hospital, and it reminds us that our workers are in harm's way with their jobs every single day.
Miller also says to make sure you pay special attention to the speed limits in work zones in order to keep both MoDOT workers and your family safe.
Around the region, Governor Mike Parson is sending help to St. Louis in an effort to reduce violent crime.
We know we have a serious problem with violent crime that must be addressed. We have spent the past months meeting with leaders and organizations at all levels to better understand the issues and discuss possible solutions.
Beginning next month, about 25 highway patrol troopers will begin supporting task forces and other operations in the metro area. Here's a breakdown of what led up to this. Since May, 17 children under the age of 17 have been killed. So far this year, the city has seen 144 homicides. And since 2015, there have been more than 180 homicides in St. Louis each year.
Today, many will remember veterans who were prisoners of war or still missing in action on this National Recognition Day. The Truman VA Clinic in Columbia held a ceremony to recognize the sacrifices made by their families. Norbert Plasmeyer is the brother of a Marine Corps pilot who went missing in Vietnam in 1970, and he spoke about how that's impacted his loved ones over the last several decades.
My mom was greatly affected, there's no question. Now, she died of cancer, and so you can suggest what's the cause, but she was grieving the whole time, and grieving is not healthy. His family, he expected to see his son, and he never did, and his son has never seen him.
Plasmeyer says it's important to remember troops held in captivity or missing, but there's still more work to be done.
Part of it is work in the U.S. Congress where laws need to be changed so that we can get at some of the information that is so far kept from us, especially in the case of Vietnam situations. There are people still alive, such as the Hasenbeck family, that have really put their life into finding out what happened to their brother, and those cases just deserve and cry out to be resolved.
More than 82,000 Americans are still missing from conflicts dating back to World War II, many of which are presumed to be lost at sea.
And happening around America, the gun maker Colt says it's suspending its production of rifles for the civilian market, including the popular AR-15. Colt says it's not permanently ending production, but believes there is already adequate supply of sporting rifles on the market. The company will concentrate on fulfilling military and law enforcement contracts with its rifle manufacturing. In the statement the company released, it says it remains committed to the Second Amendment and is adapting to consumer demand.
We're starting out with some dry roads this morning. It's warm across the Ozarks, but we'll have some showers and relief from the heat arrive today. This is what's left of Imelda, headed up into the Ozarks as we head through the day today. The latest on timing and totals of rain coming up right after the break.
And now, forecast first on KOLR 10 News, Ozarks First.
Our last hot day of this stretch happened yesterday. We had temperatures in the low to middle 90s. We hit 93 degrees in Springfield with that average at 79. So, of course, much above average, and we were just 3 degrees shy of record. The record stands at 96 from 1954. It's been a sizzling September. We are now running almost 9 degrees above average for the month so far. We've had all but one day cooler than average. Everything has been way warmer than average. 15 of 19 days this month have been at 90 or warmer. It's the warmest to date since 1939, the second warmest September on record so far. And with it being so hot, it's also been very dry. Only 1/10 of an inch of rain for the month puts us almost 3 inches in the hole. Starting out warm, it is 74 degrees in Springfield with some partly cloudy skies. We're still dry. We've got some clouds out there. Haven't seen the rain yet. That's because it's still in the corner of Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. These are the remnants of Imelda. They're headed north, and they arrive in the Ozarks as we head through the day today. But it left incredible flooding for communities just to the east of Houston. Over 43 inches of rain fell in one part of Texas, making it the 5th wettest tropical cyclone to ever hit the U.S., and that's as of now. We're looking at the remnants again heading north into the Ozarks as we head through the afternoon. It's going to push away that high pressure that's been keeping us hot all week. So hour by hour, you could see these showers and storms start to arrive to the south and west by noon, pulling up north and east through the day today. Temperatures will be much warmer to the north and east, in the middle and upper 80s still, because you will get the clouds and rain last. Those of us to the south and west get the clouds and rain first, so you will be cooler in the upper 70s and lower 80s. We could have a storm or two tonight. For the most part, we just keep cloud cover, and then maybe a couple of storms tomorrow because we'll have a front start to stall, so we'll just keep that moisture in place. Temperatures still cooler in the lower 80s. So by Saturday, again, the tropical showers head out. A front starts to stall to the west, and that will bring in a few showers through the day, but it will be the drier, better half of the weekend because by Sunday, that front actually comes through. I'm expecting more widespread showers and storms with some locally heavy rain possibly being an issue. For the rain forecast, we'll have those totals be heavier to the north and west, closer to the front. Some 1 to 2 inch totals possible there, maybe about an inch or a half an inch around Springfield, and then totals a little bit less to the south and east. This stretch of clouds and storm chances will keep us closer to average for a change. 79 is average. We're in the upper, or I should say lower 80s Friday and Saturday, and we'll have these temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s through the early part of next week. 83 degrees today. We'll have a couple of showers and storms possible. Temperatures much cooler than they were yesterday. We'll keep southerly winds pretty steady. 69 overnight, maybe an isolated storm, and then by tomorrow we'll keep a chance of showers and storms, south winds, and those temperatures still cooler than they've been. That front, again, lingers on Saturday, comes through on Sunday, so the better half of the weekend will be Saturday, the wetter half on Sunday. A nice day on Monday, mostly sunny, temperatures in the lower 80s. Then we bring back that chance of storms on Tuesday.
Up next, your entertainment news, Galaxy Quest, soon to be available on Blu-ray.
Plus, Blake Lively is the victim of a plane crash in a new movie. In today's Eye on Entertainment, Queen Bey is getting the royal treatment as she deserves. Chris Martinez brings you that story and much more.
Queen Bee has taken her place among the British royal family. Madame Tussauds in London unveiled a new wax figure of Beyoncé standing alongside members of the House of Windsor. The pop icon was given the spot that's normally reserved for Queen Elizabeth II, but only for a day. Blake Lively stars in The Rhythm Section, a new movie about a woman whose life is upended by a tragic plane crash.
Why are you here?
To offer you closure.
And how would you do that?
Violently.
The Rhythm Section takes an even darker turn when it becomes clear the crash wasn't an accident, but an assassination. The cast also features Jude Law and Sterling K. Brown. It's due in theaters in January. And Galaxy Quest is taking flight again this week.
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
The 1999 sci-fi parody starring Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen, and Tony Shalhoub has achieved cult status in the years since its release. Paramount is marking the 20th anniversary with a limited edition Blu-ray DVD. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
We're taking a live look outside Springfield right now. It's 47 past the hour as you wake up on this Friday. We'll be right back with another check of today's forecast.
Good morning, it's 5:50. We're checking your weather on the 10s on Color 10. We've got clouds out there this morning. Temperatures still warm at 74 degrees on southerly winds. It's partly cloudy to start this morning. We're still pretty dry. That's because our rain for today is still to the south. It's still in southern Arkansas. It's the remnants of Imelda. They head north today and will bring us some showers and storms later on this afternoon. It's 68 degrees in Branson, 71 in Ava, and 67 in Fort Leonard. It is humid out there this morning too, again with those temperatures in the 70s. So by dismissal, we're looking at temperatures cooler than they were yesterday, 83 degrees, a couple of showers and storms, but finally bringing us some relief from the heat. The 1st and 10 guys will be at Lamar at Monette tonight. We'll have a couple of showers and storms possible to start, and then I think we trend drier through the game. Temperatures stay in the 70s. So we'll have showers and storms arrive to the south and west first by noon, pulling up into the Ozarks Ozarks as we head through the day. Temperatures warmer to the north and east because you get the rain last. We'll have a storm or two possible tonight, and then we keep a small storm chance through the day tomorrow, mostly cloudy, and temperatures on the cooler side in the lower 80s. If you need to mow the lawn, we'll have some wet and damp conditions today and tomorrow with those showers and storms rolling through. I think the rain will be spotty enough where you might be able to get away with mowing today and tomorrow. By Sunday, it's a no, because I think that we'll have that rain be more widespread and probably more locally heavy. We dry out on Monday with some sunshine. So here's that weekend forecast. A chance of storms on Saturday. That, I think, will be the better half of the weekend. Wetter on Sunday, more cloud cover and cooler.
All right, it is that time on a Friday morning when we check in with the good folks at 105.9 KGBX. Kevin and Liz joining us.
Yeah.
Good morning, gang.
Yes. Happy Friday, guys. What's up?
Good morning. Happy Friday. Kevin, you're looking extra mischievous today. What are you up to?
I don't know. Well, we're
He's
not.
pretending he's from NASA.
I got my
That's
NASA.
what it is.
Oh, is that it?
That's
My NASA
it.
hat.
I love
Yeah.
the NASA hat, though. It matches a NASA shirt that I have. You should have told me. I would have worn it.
When you walk around with a NASA hat on, people just automatically think you're smarter.
I'm an astronaut.
Yeah.
No, I just bought the hat. I'm not really an astronaut. But we have to pack our bags and get right on out of here after the show today so we can go storm Area 51. Today's the day.
Yeah,
it is today.
It's going to be a party, man. It's going to be a rager, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, supposedly it's going to be a big party anyway. So
Concert.
Right.
That's
They're
my
having a
understanding.
concert?
They're having a concert,
Oh, yeah.
big gathering.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and it's going all weekend because I believe it was supposed to be on the 20th and 21st. Yeah.
Alien stock.
Yeah.
And that's what they're calling it.
Did you guys
Liz
see?
dressed up like an alien today?
I did.
Wait a minute. No, she didn't.
Did you guys see that Bud Light is giving out free beer to aliens who escape?
That's right.
That's right.
And these guys have made a fortune on this whole thing. They've got a bomber jacket that commemorates the event. It sells for $100.
Really?
They're sold out.
Who's selling
No
these?
way.
Bud Light.
Bud Light, yeah.
And they've got specialized cans of beer that they've been selling around that tri-state area.
Are they going to be bummed out when they realize just how many aliens there really are down there?
They're going to be thrilled because the money just keeps rolling in on this thing.
It's crazy.
Goodness.
Insane.
What do you guys have going on today on KGBX? You talking about that, I assume?
Well, besides that, yes, of course, that's the real big news. But yeah, you know what? We're talking a little bit later in the show about dad bods, and there's a quiz that we're going to show people how to determine if they indeed have a dad bod.
But it's back in, you know. The dad
it's a
bod
thing.
is quite popular these days.
Did Kevin tell you that, Liz? Is that what he told you?
Yeah, it's definitely in.
No, I'm convinced of it because as a female, you're more likely to want to get with a dad bod than someone that outshows you.
How about
Do
that?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or shows you. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think you guys do.
Yeah. No problem. Everyone can weigh in on 105.9 later on this morning. Great checking in with you guys as always. Enjoy Area 51.
Hey, we'll let you know what happens.
Have a good weekend.
All right. We'll talk a little more Area 51 when we come back. Stay with us. I just asked Kevin and Liz if they're going to go to Area 51, vlog it or something, stream it, do something. You know?
I mean, Bud Light's not the only one getting in. Arby's has an alien frosty thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Who else? Every company is taking advantage of this.
You can make some money. Go for it, I guess, right?
Anything, I guess, right?
Our 6 o'clock hour of Daybreak gets going in just 3 minutes, everyone. Stay with us.